this reflects image. And if this is your first time visiting, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and also turn on the notification icon. If you have any question, you can contact me via my WhatsApp handle or my Telegram handle, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. In this picture, in this video, I'll be showing you how to manipulate this particular picture which I have over here to something like this to make a perfect artwork out of it. So this picture was taken with Canon 60D, 2 light setup, a Godos 8200 Pro, and 2 TT520 flash. Sorry, a TT520 flash as a backup light. So I'll be showing you how I do the manipulation from scratch. I won't be showing you how to do the extension, how to widen the background like this. If you want to know how to do that, check my other videos there. So I'm going to teach you how to do all that. What I'll be teaching you is how to bring in the overlay, how to manipulate overlay. And if you're interested in getting up my picture editing file, especially the overlays, they are available in my store. You actually need them. It's not necessary, it's not mandatory, but it's necessary to get those files to upgrade your picture editing file. So with no further ado, let's jump into action. Our first step is our background extension. We need to do our background extension, which I've actually done over here. So if you want to know how to do that, let's check the previous video. There are tons of explanation there. So after that, we need to remove our model from the background, which I've actually done also, as you can see right now. While I'm removing the model, I also removed the thing she's holding. As you can see, I removed the backdrop she's holding and the pipe she's also holding over here. So kindly take your time to do that. I will drop the picture for you guys to practice with. So unlike the other manipulation we do, whereby we actually extend the background and remove blemishes from the background, we won't be doing that in this particular video, since we are bringing in a new file. We are bringing in an entire new background on its own. So all we're doing right now is to go to where our background is located and bring it into our Photoshop. So I'll just go to my file manager, then I'll scroll over my file and search for the one I'm looking for. I'll look for it. I'll keep looking for it. Once I see it, I'll drag it down to my Photoshop. So I have tons of overlays. If you're interested in getting them, they are available for sale, which are going to improve your picture editing skill. Okay, this is the first one I'll be using right now. So I just have to drag it down to my Photoshop. Let me open it in an entire new document, which is right over here, as you can see right now. So what we'll be needing in this particular picture is just the door. So we'll look for a way to delete this backdrop and what we have over here. So how are we going to do that right now? So now let's rasterize our layer first by clicking on this, the lock icon over here, as you can see right now. Once you click on it, it's going to rasterize your layer for you. Then I'll be picking my polygonal axle tool, which is over here, and make sure it's an addition. So I want to delete all the area I'm about to crop out, which is this area, as you can see. So this area also. So just take your time to do it right. So even the footer area also around this way, as you can see. So and also the middle this way also, we're going to be cropping it out. So just take as much time as possible to do whatever you're doing to make sure manipulation look nice. As you all know, our selection is an addition, right? So that we can just select everything all together before we delete. As you can see right now, it's an addition. Once you delete all these parts, all you just need to do now is just to click on your delete key. It's going to delete it for you. Then click on your Ctrl D to deselect. So right now we are going to be separating this into two components right now, because the window frame is going to be giving us is not wide enough for our model that's over here. We have to expand it. So I'll go back to here again. Then I'm going to click on this left hand side, Ctrl J to duplicate it. As you can see, I only have this right now. So I'm going to do that to this part also. I'm going to scroll over it. Then from the background layer again, which is this, I'll still Ctrl J again. So once I'm to turn this off now, the boot off, as you can see, we have them on different components. So the next thing I just need to do is to drag the both of them into my Photoshop. So firstly, I'll be dragging this first. I'll be dragging this other one. I'm going to select on my pick tool, then I'll drag it to my work area, as you can see. Then I'm going to adjust the size. Firstly, turn off the background layer, which is over here. Turn it off. We don't need it anymore. We are creating an entire new background, but you can just use it to know where to place your object. So Ctrl T for pre-transform, then adjust it, as you can see. But make sure it's not getting to this place. You can just drag it up. You can drag it up. Let it align with the leg around this way. So just zoom in around this way. Zoom in very well. Zoom in. Once it's done, just click on your OK. Then we are going to drag the other one also and bring it into this document also. So I'll go back to where I actually cropped them out, which is here. Then I'm going to drag this other component also. So I'm going to drag it to this area. Ctrl T for free transform, as you can see. So I'm just going to adjust it. I'll zoom in to make sure I place the object right. Zoom in. Okay, I'm going to leave it around this way, but I'll make sure the footer is also aligning together. As you can see, it has to align together. Then I'll click on my OK, as you can see right now. So for it to make it look more realistic, you have to make sure this thumb has to be outside, as if she's holding it from the inside out, as you can see. So I'm going to clear out this thumb from the background. Now what am I going to do? That I'm going to create a mask on the background I just brought in now. Then I'm going to reduce my background opacity so that I can see what is actually below it. Then I'll pick my brush. I'll make sure it's on 100% black and it's on 100% opacity. So I'll zoom in. Then I'm going to scroll over. I'm going to clean over it. Let me reduce my brush size. 40 is okay for me. Okay, 25. So I'm going to clean over this area. So it's going to look as if she's actually holding the door from the inside out, as you can see right now. Once I'm done with that, I'll just increase my opacity back to 100. As you can see right now, it seems as if she's holding the door, as in it's going to make it look more real. So that being said, now the next thing for me to do is to bring in the overlay itself, which is the background she will be standing on. So for me to do that, I'm going to make sure the background is coming directly below my model layer. So I'm going to click on the layer directly below. Here is my model layer over here, as you can see. Then I'll go to my file manager. I'll search for the overlay which I'll be making use of. So I'll just drag it down to my Photoshop. I'll wait for it to load up. So now I'm going to expand it to make sure it looks perfect. I'm going to expand it around this way, but I don't want the other object at the back showing again, so I'm going to expand around this way, which is kind of okay now for me. So the next thing I'll be doing, I want to create a little bit of depth of field in the picture, because everything at the back is already looking in focus and my model face is not showing all that clear. So for it to make it look real, so I have to create a little bit of depth of field there. So how am I going to do that? The background I just brought in right now, I'll just duplicate it by clicking on Ctrl J. Then I'll go to my filter. Under my filter, I'll go to blur. Then I'm going to click on my Gaussian blur. Then I'm going to increase the blur until I see it, until I'm starting to lose focus on the things at the back. As you can see right now, I think about 23. Let me see, 27 is okay. But the blur is also affecting the footer also, which is going to make it look manipulated. So that's not what we want. We are going to create a mask on the background, which is blur right now. We're going to create a layer mask on it. Then we are picking our gradient tool right now, which is over here. Make sure you are selecting making the first selection, and make sure your color is on black. The color you're using is on black. Then I'm going to scroll from down. As you can see right now, we want to lose the blur at this place. We just want the Gaussian blur to be at the back alone. So we want everything here to be in focus. So it's going to look as if it's actually is a nice depth of field. So that's what I try to create here. So that being said, right now, the next thing we need to do is to create a little bit of shadow at the foot to make it look more realistic. So how to create the shadow there, we are going to turn on our background layer back. So now let me group everything I've created so far. Let me put them in the group. Let me put them in the group, Ctrl G to group the selection. So here's our before, here's our after, but we're not done with our manipulation right now. So now let me turn this off back now. This shadow that's on our foot now, we're going to bring it to the picture entirely. So how are we going to do that now? I'll be picking my lasso tool, my normal lasso tool, instead of the polygonal we are using from the beginning. So I'll pick the lasso tool and make sure the fader is on 20%. So I'm going to select around my model's leg, around this way. I'm going to select around it. We don't need this any longer. I would have created a shadow with this also. So once I'm done with the selection, under my background layer, I'll just Ctrl J to duplicate it. So then I'll desaturate it by clicking on Ctrl U. Ctrl Shift and U to desaturate it to make sure the color go back to black and white. Then I'm going to open my group which I just created now. Let me turn it back on now. Then I'll drag it from here. I'll drag it directly below my model layer, which is right over here, as you can see right now. But we don't want it this way, so we are going to change the blend mode from normal. We'll change it to soft light. As you can see right now, it's kind of there, but it's also showing that it's in a circular form. So we are going to clean up the edges a little bit to make it blend in perfectly. So I pick my eraser tool and increase the brush size. So I'm going to scroll over it. As you can see, look at before the shadow, before and after. So it's going to make it look more realistic. We've actually gotten something nice so far. So the next thing we need to do now is to start our color grading. So I'm going to go to my uppermost layer, which is directly below my group 1. I'll click on it. As you all know, my first step in color grading is creating a little bit of vintage. Then I'm going to click on my elliptical marquee tool. I'm going to hold down my circle like this. Then I'll invert the selection by clicking on Ctrl Shift and I to invert selection. I'll go to my adjustment layer, then I'll click on my solid color. I'll fill with 100% black. Then I'll click on the marks, open the property bar. I'm going to feather it about 700 or so, as you can see. Then I'll reduce the opacity of the fill right now. I'll wait for it to load up before I do that. So I'm going to bring the opacity down. I think about 25 is okay. So the next thing now is for we to add our lot. As you all know, our melon chocolate is our favorite lot to use in color grading our picture. Just go to my adjustment layer. I'll click on my color lookup. Then I'll click on my load 3D loads. I'll come down, click on my melon chocolate. Boom. Automatically it's going to create a low light image for us. And if it's a little bit too much, you can just bring down the opacity. We have something nice here. Then let's pick our last load. Let's go back to our adjustment layer again. Click on our color lookup, click on load 3D loads. Then we click on our natural color. Boom. As you can see, it's actually color grade that picture for us, and it seems the saturation is a little bit too much. Still bring down the opacity. 45 is okay. Then click on our okay. Now let's check out our before and after. Here is our before and here is our after. So if you're interested in getting the color grading lot also, they're also available. They're just like a drag and drop picture. Just click on it and it's going to color grade the picture for you automatically. Instead of you wasting your time color grading from scratch, you're going to hue and saturation, going to camera raw to color grade your picture. It's very easy to make use of for picture color grading, easy and straightforward. So if you're interested in getting them, you can contact me via my WhatsApp, or you can go to my store and get them there. So that's all about this tutorial, guys. Thanks for watching. See you guys on my next tutorial. One love. If you're interested in getting any of my picture editing file, from my overlays down to my color lookup, which is my lot file, so you just have to scroll down to your video. So under the comment, this is my description. So it's not going to load the description for you. You just have to click on show more, click on it. So it's going to show all the options. Once it does that, just click on my store link. So here's my store link. Once you click on it, it's going to take you directly to my store. So you can actually select any file you want. From the color lookup, this is a light skin lots. This is a feather which I use in my recent video. This is 100 premium baby overlays. This is my first video course. This video course entails on how to download all the files I want. The site I use in downloading all my files free of charge, including my Photoshop panels also. This includes my PNG files. This includes all my packs
all my picture editing files, my premium overlay, my PNG, my flying fabrics, my color lookup, my presets. So once you buy this, you've already bought everything apart from this one. So here is my flying fabrics. Here is my, in case you want to give me any project for me to work on. Here's my color lookup. Here is my background overlay, and here is my preset file. So in case you're interested in buying anyone, you can actually go for them. The good news there is that you can actually buy your own currency, any currency of your choice. You can buy with any currency of your choice.